lost your lap limb, so you need to be ready for terrain.
Sound off with here, sir, when you hear your name. Arthur. Yes, sir. Davis. Yes, sir. First thing you're going to learn here is how to follow simple instructions.
I tell you to do something, you do it in a split second. You got that? Yes, ma'am. You got that? Yes, ma'am.
Not okay. Okay is not the word.
Now we're going to proceed in a single file line. You are going to go first. You're going to follow me. When the last element in this element goes, you go.
Hurry up! Let's go! I cannot believe this. Johnson and Baylor! What's wrong with this picture?
Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Michael N. Farage, Commander of the 37 Training Wing, and Colonel Stephen Eisen Jr., Commander of the 737 Training Group, welcome you to a basic military training graduation parade. The airmen who will pass in review today are nearing completion of a demanding 6-week program that provides Air Force units throughout the world with trained airmen. Part of this training includes the time-proven concepts of military customs and traditions, of which this parade is a vital part. Each flight will be led by their military training instructor. These men and women are responsible for the training, morale, and well-being of each airman assigned to their flight. Your attention is also invited to the Drum and Bugle Corps, who are providing the musical support for today's ceremony. These airmen too are in basic training, but have volunteered their time and effort to provide the musical skill required for military ceremonies of this type. We are extremely proud of all these young men and women who have answered our country's call to duty by joining the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and render the appropriate courtesy to our national flag as the color guard detail marches into place. Major Bailey will now decorate and retire Senior Master Sergeant Hardy. Citation to accompany the award of the Meritorious Service Medal, 4th Oak Leaf Cluster to Senior Master Sergeant William E. Hardy. Senior Master Sergeant William E. Hardy distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Training Superintendent, 322nd Training Squadron, 737 Training Group, 37 Training Wing, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Sergeant Hardy's desire for excellence, service before self, and integrity placed his squadron above others. His tenacity and motivational drive to lead one of the most impressive ceremonies to date when he served as a focal point for the inaugural culminating ceremony for Basic Training's Warrior Week. This ceremony is now part of every Basic Training's experience. Sergeant Hardy's leadership skills and abilities served as the pillar for his squadron's success and resulted in outstanding and excellent ratings in 3 key areas during the 2000 annual inspection from the group's standardization evaluation flight. Most significantly, Sergeant Hardy was a mentor, role model, and positive influence in the lives of over 12,000 trainees who now proudly serve our nation and maintain peace around the globe. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Hardy culminates a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflects great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Department of the Air Force, Headquarters, Washington, D.C. Special Order Number AC-003172. Senior Master Sergeant William E. Hardy, Superintendent, 322nd Training Squadron, Basic Military Training, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, is retired from active duty in the grade of Senior Master Sergeant, effective 1 September 2000. Retired under the provisions of Title 10, U.S. Code 1405, and Air Force Instruction 36-3203 in the grade of Senior Master Sergeant. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force, signed Michael E. Ryan, General, United States Air Force, Chief of Staff. Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Air Force. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Senior Master Sergeant Retired Faye Hardy for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for your support, which gave strength and purpose to your husband. Given the 2nd day of June 2000. Signed Michael E. Ryan, General, United States Air Force, Chief of Staff. Our Commander of Troops for today's ceremony is Master Sergeant Richard Hardy, 737 Training Group, Superintendent of Policy, Standardization, Evaluation Flight. Colonel Eisen will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. 737 Training Group, United States Air Force, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Subject, first place parade streamer for the month of May 2000. The first place parade streamer is awarded to the 323rd Training Squadron for excellence in parade competition for the month of May 2000. Signed, Stephen Eisen Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander.
March the commander to view. Champion Squadron, order on.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Colonel Eisen will honor Senior Master Sergeant Hardy and allow him to review today's parade. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating airmen passing review today represent a portion of the 34,000 recruits who will complete basic military training this year. Lackland, the gateway to the Air Force, and the 737 Training Group provide all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest Air Force in the world. This training provides airmen to all components of the Air Force: regular, Air National Guard, and Air Force Reserve. This is accomplished through a rigorous 6-week course, which is programmed on a 24-hour day. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. These men and women who wear the distinctive blue campaign hats have unselfishly accepted that responsibility and have dedicated endless hours to ensure that these training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical conditioning, and the development of teamwork concepts that they are ready to take their place in the United States Air Force. In addition to the daily demands placed on these flights, they also participated in rigorous competition for the coveted award of Honor Flight. Recognition as a Squadron Honor Flight is a distinct accomplishment that only a limited number of flights are able to achieve. Today's honor flights will be recognized by the Honor Flight streamer carried on their squadron guidon. We would also like for you to notice our national, state, and territorial flags. As you can see, the flag mast is a unique formation within our ceremony this morning. The airmen in this formation were selected for the distinct privilege of carrying our national, state, and territorial flags. Leading them in review is our national flag. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag and remain standing for our state and territorial flags. Now passing in review is our Commander of Troops, Master Sergeant Richard Hardy, 737 Standardization Flight, hometown Jonesville, South Carolina. The A Squadron Commander is Master Sergeant Edmund Pettis, Section Supervisor, 322nd Training Squadron, hometown San Antonio, Texas. Flight 349 for the 324th Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Thomas Good, hometown Bells Hill, Scotland. Flight 350 from the 324th Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Sylvia Diebel, hometown San Antonio, Texas. Flight 347 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Khalid Rashid, hometown Washington, D.C. Flight 348 from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Richard Aguilera, hometown San Antonio, Texas. Flight 353 from the 320th Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Jose Pardo, hometown Arlington, Texas. Flight 354 from the 320th Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Carlos Salgado, hometown Las Cruces, New Mexico. The flights carrying our national, state, and territorial flags, 321st Training Squadron, flights 343 and 344, led by Master Sergeant Gerald Glaude, hometown Manchester, New Hampshire, and Tech Sergeant Brian Tracy, hometown Clarence, New York. B Squadron Commander is Master Sergeant Cornelius Clayton, Section Supervisor, 322nd Training Squadron. Hometown, Hawthorne, Florida. Warrior Flight 351 from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Senior Airman Jeffrey Bouchard. Hometown, Kent, Washington. Honor Flight 352 from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Tech Sergeant Rodney Rivers. Hometown, Farmerville, Louisiana. Flight 345 from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Sean Lennon. Hometown, Jersey City, New Jersey. Flight 346 from the 323rd Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Lori Austin. Hometown, Midwest City, Oklahoma. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the 737 Training Group's Drum and Bugle Corps, Flight B389 and B390 from the 323rd Training Squadron, under the direction of Tech Sergeant Samuel Johnson. Hometown, Stratford, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand for the playing of the United States Air Force song. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduated airmen will now march forward to recite the oath of enlistment. These airmen were instrumental in the success during the Headquarters Air Education and Training Command Operational Readiness Inspection held at Lackland Air Force Base 1 May through 12 May. Their hard work and commitment to excellence helped the 737 Training Group and the entire 37 Training Wing achieve an overall excellent rating. The oath of enlistment is a sworn oath in which these airmen pledge their lives for their country. It embodies the Air Force's core values and our highest appreciation for honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Lieutenant Colonel Herman Jett, Commander, 331st Training Squadron, will now administer the oath of enlistment to our graduated airmen.
You all have completed a rigorous indoctrination program and have earned the title of airman. This is a significant first step in your Air Force career. Your family and friends should be very proud. Now, airmen, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of. The President of the United States. And the orders of. The officers appointed over me. According to the regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen, and welcome to the world's greatest air power. Space Power, baby!